Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever tried to raise your vibration by thinking more positively, by forcing yourself to feel good, by repeating affirmations over and over, and still felt like something wasn't working? Maybe you started with motivation. You felt inspired. You believed change was possible. But after a while, maintaining that state became difficult. And instead of feeling aligned, you started feeling frustrated. Like no matter how much effort you put into your mindset, the results didn't match. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And today, we're going to explore a question that most people never stop to ask. What if you're trying to raise your vibration the wrong way? The popular idea of raising your vibration. In personal development, raising your vibration is often described in simple terms. Feel good, think positive, focus on what you want. The assumption is that if you maintain a high emotional state, your external reality will begin to reflect it. And there's some logic behind that. Your emotional state influences your behavior influences your decisions, and your decisions shape your outcomes. But here's where things become more complex. Most of this advice focuses on what you do consciously, and it ignores something deeper. The missing layer, the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind plays a major role in how you think, feel, and act. It stores past experiences, emotional associations, automatic reactions, and most importantly, it stores your beliefs. Not just the beliefs you say out loud, but the ones that feel true without you thinking about them. These beliefs influence your emotional baseline. So if your subconscious is carrying stress, doubt, or resistance, forcing yourself to feel high vibration on the surface can create conflict. The problem with forcing positivity. This is where many people unintentionally go wrong. They try to override their internal state by forcing positive emotions. They tell themselves, I have to stay positive. I shouldn't feel negative. I need to keep my vibration high. But emotions don't work that way. You can't sustainably force a feeling that contradicts your internal state. And when you try, something subtle happens. Instead of alignment, you create resistance. Part of you is trying to feel good. Another part is still holding stress, doubt, or uncertainty. That internal conflict can actually slow down progress. Why it starts to feel exhausting. Over time, trying to maintain forced positivity can become tiring. You might feel like you're constantly monitoring your thoughts, trying to correct every negative idea, trying to stay in control of your emotions. And eventually, that effort leads to fatigue. Because instead of working with your mind, you're working against it. This is often the point where people start to doubt the entire process. Not because the idea itself is flawed, but because the approach is incomplete. What vibration really reflects. Instead of thinking of vibration as something you force, it may be more accurate to think of it as something that reflects your internal state. Your thoughts, emotions, and subconscious beliefs all contribute to that state. So if there's tension beneath the surface, your overall state will reflect that, no matter how positive you try to be consciously. That's why some people feel like they're doing everything right, but still not seeing results. They're focusing on the surface, while the deeper layer remains unchanged. The role of subconscious patterns. Subconscious patterns are built over time, through experiences, through repetition, through emotional reinforcement. If you've spent years associating money with stress or success with pressure, those associations don't disappear instantly. They become part of your internal system. And when you try to raise your vibration without addressing those patterns, you may feel inconsistent. Some days feel aligned, other days feel heavy. That inconsistency is a signal of internal misalignment. The difference between forcing and aligning. There's an important difference between forcing a state and aligning with it. Forcing is external. It's effort-driven. It's temporary. it often creates resistance. Alignment is internal. It develops gradually. It feels more natural. It reduces resistance over time. When your internal patterns begin to support your goals, positive emotions don't need to be forced. They emerge more easily. Why this matters for results? Your results are influenced by your behavior, and your behavior is influenced by your internal state. If your internal state is inconsistent, your actions will likely be inconsistent as well. You may take action one day and hesitate the next. You may feel confident in one moment and doubtful in another. Over time, that inconsistency slows progress. But when your internal state becomes more stable, your actions tend to become more consistent, and consistent action leads to results. A more practical approach. Instead of asking, "How do I stay positive all the time?" it may be more useful to ask, "What internal patterns are influencing how I feel right now?" That question shifts your focus. It moves you from controlling emotions to understanding them. And understanding creates the possibility for change. The first step, most people skip. The first step toward real alignment is awareness, not trying to fix everything immediately, but simply observing. What thoughts feel automatic? What emotions come up when you think about success or money? What expectations feel normal to you? These observations reveal patterns that often go unnoticed. And once you see those patterns clearly, you can begin to work with them instead of against them. What happens when alignment improves? As people begin addressing subconscious patterns, something interesting often happens. Their emotional state becomes more stable. They feel less internal conflict. They don't need to force positivity as much. And over time, their actions begin to reflect that stability. This doesn't create instant results, but it does create momentum, and momentum leads to progress. Final thoughts. If you've been trying to raise your vibration and it hasn't felt natural, you're not alone. Many people are using techniques that focus only on the surface level of the mind, but real change often involves understanding what's happening beneath that surface. On this channel, we explore these deeper mechanisms, how subconscious beliefs influence your emotional state, your behavior, and your results. If this topic resonates with you and you want to continue learning, make sure to subscribe. In future videos, we'll break down how subconscious patterns develop and why certain approaches seem to create faster internal shifts than others. And if you're curious about a framework that focuses specifically on addressing the deeper patterns behind slow manifestation and inconsistent results, you can review the information linked in the description and the pinned comment below. It connects directly to what we discussed today and provides additional material for those who want to explore the topic further. Take your time, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.